Okay, thought I'd do a bit of an update of this oil pump on the 850, which that's a 1010S, but I've done found a bit of a discovery. I'm just using my phone as a reference. I don't know, I presume that it won't affect the camera too much. There's an app on your phone for your GoPro. Anyway, I'm blathering. What's happened is that I presumed that this whole thing, look at that, slid in and out, but it appears, I had a look at Bellhopper's one of his videos last night, and it appears that that thing there, the disc and this little pin, slides inside this little cylinder here, which is completely jammed up. Absolutely no way I can free that up. There's a hole in there that's cleaned out. There's also a little ball bearing, which I presume is some sort of a check valve, and that lodges in there, and then the housing. So, not 100% sure. I don't know. I'm just guessing that. I think that's how it works. I really don't know. So I thought Jethro had said that I've got a 1010S, which is quite a later model, sort of the last of them, I guess, which is probably similar age to the 850. I'm not 100% sure. So I thought I'd have a look inside. We'll see. It's got a bit of an oil leak anyway, so maybe I can take that one oil pump. They're exchangeable. Yeah, anyway, according to my IPLs that I've got, they look very similar. So anyway, I'll just get a block of wood. Steelwork has these problems. Look at that. Just want to make sure it's on frame. There's only 2 people that watch my things anyway, so I shouldn't be too concerned. Hello. Rightio then. Oh, tell you what. Start hitting things with a hammer set. Oh, I see. Right. Yep. So that's a screen which is all bunged up. And the pump looks identical, and it looks like it's got the same issue with that little doofer there, which is, hang on, what about that? Is that better? That might be better. Yeah. Okay. Oh, look at that. Rightio. Okay. Okay, yep. That tells me what I need to know. Okie dokie. Well, I think I'll put this one in the 850, and I got hold of a trader on TradeMe. You're probably aware of him, Jethro. His name is Sky Blue 31, I think. He has a he's over in New Plymouth. I've bought a few bits and bobs over the years, and he's got one of these pumps for 45 New Zealand dollars. So I just emailed him before and he came back to me, which I think I should get, which at the rate of our current dollar is probably about, another few days will be about 10 American dollars maybe, the old Pacific peso. So I won't bug around with this too much because I know that this works. I'll just clean up that this screen and everything. Bloody mess. All sorts of bits and pieces in it. Yeah, this is a bit here. Okay. From what I can make out on the IPLs, that bolts up like that against your housing, and this sits in here like that, I guess, and that's just, I don't know, does it get held on by the front cover? Oh, bloody hopeless design that. But there'd be no way to get to the screws. If you had screws under there, you wouldn't be able to get to them. Yeah, they obviously weren't thinking too much when they put that thing together. But then again, I suppose if it works, who cares? But I've only pulled two of these apart, and both of these things were lying on the ground. So maybe not. Okay, well I suppose we can just bring this stuff up. Empty that out to a jug. Probably don't want to disturb that gasket too much, do I? I might just leave that in place actually. have to make up another one of these. I can get some sort of similar gauze, do the same type of thing, I guess. But it did oil alright, this one anyway. It was a good oiler. Good machine, this one. It's the 1010S with the electronic points, which I think I might have mentioned. I bought it cheap on an auction site, and it didn't go, and the chap I bought it from knew enough to say it was the points. So sorry, not the points, the coil, a CDI unit, which of course are quite hard to get for these, but I did have a spare 610 650 which just bolted straight in. The part number was the same, so I lucked out there, and yeah, it goes really well. I don't think it's done that many hours, but mind you, it's pretty hard to tell, but it is in good shape. Right. I'll put this one back together a bit. And when I got this machine, it hadn't been run in probably 10 or 15 years, and the guy I got it from, he'd had it sitting in his barn for, God, a fair old while. I don't think it had done that much, and the only thing is that half of the nuts and bolts were loose on it. Everywhere you looked, everything was loose, so it's like it's been taken apart and loosely put back together. But I've had it fired, I have fired, and it does go alright. But I just like to check everything and make sure I don't know who's been where, what and how. If that makes any sense. Yeah, all the exhaust and everything was just sort of slapped on there loosely. Anyway, I'll get all this together and then put some oil in it and see if we can make it go boom boom. So the question is, if you can see that, does it go like that, or like that? Kind of, I think it's like that. but it actually doesn't do anything. It doesn't catch on the bottom of that. I've got the machine tipped upside down, obviously. And that's indexed that way because there's a witness mark on the you can see that witness mark that way around, which lines up with that. Oh, well. I don't know if that little metal thing does much, to be honest, because the other one was working fine. The 1010 was oiling good. And seems to be in. Tell you what, if you want to waste half an hour of your life, try putting that little gauze filter thing back on the oil pickup. Pretty tricky. I'm not too sure what the torque spec is. FT, I suppose. I'll strip it and go back half a turn. Put the camera in there and show you. So, can you see in there? You can see that little metal thing at the back. It doesn't touch. I don't know what the story is on that one. There's definitely a gap there, but if I put it round the other way, convex or concave or whatever it is, I flip it around 180, it doesn't even seems worse, because I mean that's flopping around like a cock in a shirt sleeve. I don't know. Yeah, there you go, you might be able to see that alright. I'll try it round the other way and bring you back.